is Enhance Your English podcast, where real conversations build real confidence. Let's make English easy.
Hey, welcome to Enhance Your English, where you learn real, natural English through real-life conversations and maybe fix your life a little bit at the same time.
I'm James.
And I'm Emma. So grab your coffee, grab a cold drink, get comfortable, because today's topic, every single person on this planet can relate to it.
Healthy lifestyle versus busy life. Can you actually have both, or is it just a beautiful lie we tell ourselves?
Strong words, James. We have opinions. Let's go.
Okay, Emma, I want to start with a little story, a real story, about me, actually. Are you ready?
Oh, this is going to be good. Go on.
So, about 2 years ago, I was absolutely swamped. Work was crazy, I had deadlines every week, I was barely sleeping, and my diet, Emma, my diet was a disaster.
What were you eating?
Okay, don't judge me, but for about 3 weeks straight, my lunch was chips and energy drinks.
James, no.
I know, but here's the thing. I told myself it was fine because I was too busy. I said to myself, I'll eat healthy when things slow down. And guess what happened?
Things never slowed down?
Things never slowed down. And one day I just crashed. I was exhausted all the time. I couldn't focus. I had headaches every afternoon. And I remember my doctor looked at me and said, James, your body is trying to tell you something.
And what did it say?
It said, stop eating chips for lunch, you absolute disaster of a human being.
Okay, wow, harsh, but fair.
Very fair. And that's when I realized the excuse of I'm too busy to be healthy is actually making things worse. Because the less healthy you are, the less productive you become. It's a vicious cycle.
That is such an important point, James. And I think so many people, especially our listeners who are juggling work, families, studying English on top of everything, can relate to that.
100%.
So let's break this down properly. Let's talk about what healthy lifestyle actually means, why it feels so hard when life gets busy, and most importantly, what you can realistically do about it.
Let's do it.
But first, Vocabulary Corner. Every episode, we teach you some really useful English words and phrases related to our topic. And today, we have some great ones. James, you want to kick us off?
Love to. Okay, word number 1, swamped.
Ooh, good one. So, swamped, S-W-A-M-P-E-D, means extremely busy, like overwhelmed with work or tasks. A swamp, literally, is a wet, muddy area, hard to move through, right? So when you're swamped, you feel like you're stuck in a swamp of tasks.
Exactly. For example, sorry I didn't reply sooner. I've been completely swamped at work this week. Very natural, very common. People say this all the time in offices, in messages, everywhere.
Next word, vicious cycle. We used this one just now. A vicious cycle means a situation where one problem causes another problem, which then makes the first problem worse. It goes round and round.
Like you're tired, so you don't exercise. You don't exercise, so your energy drops even more. You're even more tired. See, it just keeps going. That's a vicious cycle.
Exactly. And the opposite would be a virtuous cycle, where one good thing leads to another good thing. We'll talk more about that soon.
Next one, burnout, or burnout as a noun. This is a really important word, especially in modern life. Burnout means a state of complete physical and emotional exhaustion, usually caused by long-term stress or overwork.
Burnout is unfortunately very common. And the scary thing is, a lot of people don't even realize they're burning out until it's too late. Signs of burnout include always feeling tired, losing motivation, feeling disconnected from your work or the people around you, and this is a big one, feeling like nothing you do is ever enough.
Heavy stuff, but really important to know. Let's move to a slightly more fun one. Bite off more than you can chew.
Ooh, yes, this is an idiom. Bite off more than you can chew means to try to do more than you are actually able to handle. Imagine literally putting too much food in your mouth. You can't chew it all. Same idea.
For example, I said yes to 3 extra projects this month, and now I'm completely lost. I really bit off more than I could chew.
We have all been there, honestly.
One more for this segment. Sustainable. Sustainable. This word is so important when we talk about healthy lifestyles. Sustainable means something you can keep doing for a long time. It's not just a short-term fix, it's a long-term habit.
A crash diet, for example, is not sustainable. You might lose weight quickly, but you can't live on only salad forever. But cooking simple, balanced meals a few times a week, that's sustainable.
Great word. Okay, we'll have more vocabulary later in the episode, but for now, let's get back to the main topic.
Okay, so James, let's talk about this, honestly. What does a healthy lifestyle actually look like? Because I feel like people have very different ideas.
Right, and I think that's part of the problem. When some people hear healthy lifestyle, they imagine waking up at 5 a.m., going for a 10-kilometer run, eating a perfectly balanced breakfast with 17 different ingredients, meditating for an hour, drinking 2 liters of water before 9 a.m.
And posting all of it on Instagram.
Obviously, with the hashtags rise and grind, no excuses. If you have time to scroll, you have time to run.
Okay, but that is exhausting just to listen to. And honestly, for most people, that picture of healthy is completely unrealistic. It's not sustainable, and it makes people feel like, well, if I can't do all of that, why even try?
Exactly, and that's the trap. People think it's all or nothing. Either you're a health guru or you're eating chips for lunch, like me 2 years ago.
Your chip era.
My terrible chip era, yes. But the truth is, healthy living is not about perfection. It's about consistency, small, sustainable habits done regularly. That's it.
I love that because I think the word consistency is really the key. You don't have to be perfect every day. You just have to be okay most days.
And here's something interesting. Research actually backs this up. Studies show that people who try extreme lifestyle changes almost always give up within a few weeks. But people who make small, gradual changes, they actually stick with it.
So if you currently drink 0 glasses of water a day, don't suddenly try to drink 10. Start with 2. Build from there.
If you never exercise, don't sign up for a marathon. Go for a 10-minute walk. That's a start.
If you eat takeout every day, don't go full vegan overnight. Maybe try cooking at home just twice a week to begin with.
Small steps. But here's the bigger question, and I think our listeners are probably wondering this. How do you even fit healthy habits into a genuinely busy life? Because some people are not making excuses. They genuinely have very little time.
That is a really fair point because there's a difference between I'm too busy as an excuse and I am actually genuinely overwhelmed with responsibilities. Single parents, people working 2 jobs, students studying full time while also working. These people have real time constraints.
So what do we do?
I think we need to talk about what I like to call habit stacking. Have you heard of this?
Tell me more.
So habit stacking is the idea that instead of trying to find new time for healthy habits, which is hard, you attach the new habit to something you already do. You stack it on top of an existing routine.
Oh, that's clever. Like an example?
Okay, so you already brush your teeth every morning, right? That's a habit you already have, so you stack something new on top of it. While you wait for your kettle to boil after brushing your teeth, you do 5 minutes of stretching. The kettle is already happening, the stretching is new. Together, they take no extra time.
Oh, I love that. Or like you're already commuting to work on the bus, stack a habit on top of that. Listen to an English podcast, hey, like this one, while you commute. No extra time needed.
Exactly. Or if you're already watching TV in the evening, do some gentle yoga or stretching while you watch. You're not sacrificing your relaxation time, you're just doubling it up.
Multitasking, but in a healthy way. I like it.
The point is, you don't need to restructure your entire life. You just need to find small pockets of existing time and use them better.
Okay, so let me add another one to this. Meal prep. This one changed my life honestly.
Oh yes, let's talk about this.
So the problem with eating unhealthy when you're busy is that healthy food takes time to prepare, or at least that's what we tell ourselves. But what if you spend 2 hours on a Sunday afternoon preparing food for the whole week?
Batch cooking.
Batch cooking, yes! You cook a big pot of rice, some grilled chicken or vegetables, maybe a soup, and then for the rest of the week, you're not starting from scratch every evening. You just open the fridge and assemble.
And this is actually more affordable too, because when you're tired and there's no food ready, what do most people do?
Order takeout.
Which is expensive and often not the healthiest choice. So meal prep saves time, saves money, and saves your health. Win, win, win.
Triple win! I'm telling you, Sunday meal prep is genuinely one of the best habits I've built in the last 2 years, along with, not eating chips for every meal.
Baby steps, James. Baby steps.
All right, it's time for one of our favorite segments, the Calm Word Tour. This is where we slow things down, take a breath, and explore some beautiful or interesting English words in a more relaxed way. Emma, take it away.
Okay, let's slow down for just a moment. Today, I want to take you on a little tour of words related to rest, health, and balance. The first word is nourish. Nourish. To nourish something means to provide it with what it needs to grow, to be healthy, to thrive. We often use it with food, a nourishing meal, but you can also nourish your mind, your relationships, your soul. Reading nourishes the mind. Kindness nourishes the heart. Isn't that a lovely word? The second word, restore. To restore means to bring something back to its original good condition. When you sleep well, you restore your energy. When you spend time in nature, you restore your sense of calm. Rest is not laziness. Rest is restoration. You're not doing nothing. You're restoring. And finally, balance. We use this word a lot, but I want you to really feel it. Balance is not about equal amounts of everything. It's about finding your own personal equilibrium, the right mixture that works for you in this season of your life. Balance looks different for a 25-year-old student than it does for a 40-year-old parent, and that's okay.
That was genuinely calming. I feel relaxed.
You're welcome, James.
Okay, back to the conversation because I want to talk about something that doesn't get discussed enough when we talk about healthy lifestyle, and that's mental health.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Because for a long time, and still in many cultures, mental health is kind of pushed aside, like it's not as real as physical health.
But actually, the two are completely connected. Your mental state affects your physical health, and your physical health affects your mental state.
There's actually a beautiful phrase for this in medicine, mind-body connection. The idea that your thoughts, feelings, and emotions have a real, measurable impact on your physical body. Stress, for example, chronic stress actually weakens your immune system. That means you get sick more easily.
Which is wild when you think about it. Like, working yourself to the point of burnout doesn't just make you feel bad mentally, it literally makes your body more vulnerable to illness.
And the reverse is true too. Exercise, even just a 20-minute walk, releases chemicals in your brain called endorphins. And endorphins genuinely improve your mood. It's not just a saying, there's real biology behind it.
So when someone says, I'm too stressed to exercise, which I have definitely said, actually the exercise might be exactly what helps the stress.
It's the virtuous cycle we mentioned earlier. One good habit leads to another. You exercise, you feel better, you sleep better, you have more energy, you make better food choices, you feel even better.
Compare that to the vicious cycle. No sleep, no energy, poor food choices, more stress, even less sleep.
Exactly. And the good news is you don't need to do everything perfectly to start a virtuous cycle. You just need to pull one thread. Start one small good habit and let it naturally lead to the next one.
Okay, Emma, I want to do something a little different now. Can we just talk honestly about the things that actually get in the way, like the real barriers?
Yes, because I think sometimes on YouTube and podcasts, everything sounds very clean and simple. Just do these 5 things and boom, perfect health. But real life is messy.
Very messy. So let's name the real things. What actually gets in the way of a healthy lifestyle for most people?
Number one for me, and I think this is huge, is energy, not time. Energy. Because sometimes you do have the time, but you are so mentally or emotionally drained that you just can't.
Oh, absolutely. Like, it's 7 p.m., you finished work, you have technically 2 hours before bed. But after a difficult day, those 2 hours are survival mode. Sofa, something easy to eat, a bit of TV, and honestly, sometimes that's okay.
That's okay. And I think we need to give ourselves permission to say some days rest is the healthy choice. Rest is not failure. Knowing when to rest is actually a sign of self-awareness.
Number two barrier, and this one is very real, money. Healthy food can be expensive. Gym memberships can be expensive. This is not an excuse for everyone, but for some people, it is a genuine barrier.
And that's important to acknowledge. But, and I say this gently, there are options. Legumes, lentils, eggs, frozen vegetables. These are affordable and nutritious. A walk outside is free. Bodyweight exercises at home are free. YouTube workout videos are free.
Like, genuinely, you can make progress with zero budget. It might look different from what you see on social media, but it works.
And speaking of social media, I think that's the third barrier, actually, the comparison trap. You scroll Instagram and you see people with perfect bodies, perfect meal plans, perfect morning routines, and you think, well, I could never do that, so why bother?
The comparison trap is real and it is sneaky because it makes you feel like you're already failing before you even start.
The solution? Honestly, be selective about what you follow. Curate your feed. Follow accounts that inspire you and make you feel capable, not accounts that make you feel inadequate.
Such good advice, and I'll add one more barrier, accountability, or the lack of it. It's really hard to build healthy habits alone. If you tell no one about your goals, it's very easy to quietly give up and no one knows.
But if you tell a friend, hey, I'm trying to walk every morning this week, suddenly you have someone who might check in with you, or even better, someone who does it with you.
Accountability partners. Having a friend is on the same journey as you. You exercise together, you cook healthier together, you encourage each other when motivation drops.
And here's an idea. Could you make this podcast your accountability partner? Every week, we discuss a new topic. You listen, you learn some English, and at the same time, you pick up one healthy life habit, learning English and taking care of your life. That's literally what this channel is about.
I love that framing. And on that note, seriously, if you have a story to share about your own journey, drop it in the comments below. We love hearing from you, and sometimes we actually use listener stories in future episodes.
Your story might end up in a podcast. How cool would that be? Let's do another round of vocabulary because we've been using some great phrases in this episode and I want to make sure you catch them all.
Yes, let's go. First one, in survival mode. When you're in survival mode, you're not thinking about improvement or growth. You're just getting through the day, just trying to make it to bedtime without everything falling apart.
Very relatable. For example, during exam week, I'm always in survival mode. No social life, no sleep, just studying.
Next phrase, pull one thread. To pull one thread means to start with one small thing and let it naturally lead to more, like pulling a loose thread on a sweater. One pull and it gradually unravels more. In a positive sense, you start one habit and it naturally leads to more positive changes.
Next, curate your feed. Curate means to carefully select and organize. When you curate your social media feed, you intentionally choose what content you see, removing things that make you feel bad and adding things that support you.
Really useful word, curate. You can also curate a playlist, curate a wardrobe, curate an experience. It has a sense of being thoughtful and intentional.
And finally, self-awareness. Being self-aware means knowing yourself, understanding your own thoughts, feelings, strengths, weaknesses, and patterns. Someone with high self-awareness notices, I always get tired by 3 p.m., so that's not the right time for me to do difficult tasks.
Self-awareness is honestly one of the most valuable things you can develop. In work, in relationships, and health, knowing yourself is everything.
And interestingly, learning a language like English actually builds self awareness because you have to slow down and think carefully about what you're saying and how you're saying it.
I never thought of it that way, but that's actually true. Language learning and self-development, they really do go hand in hand.
Go hand in hand, another great phrase. When two things go hand in hand, they naturally belong together. They support each other, like English learning and life improvement. They go hand in hand.
Okay, we're getting close to the end of today's episode, and I want to make sure we leave you with something really practical. Not just ideas, but actual things you can do this week.
Yes, let's do the Enhance Your English challenge for this episode. 3 things, just 3.
First challenge, pick one small health habit to add to your existing routine this week. Just one. Maybe it's drinking a glass of water every morning before your coffee. Maybe it's taking a 10-minute walk after lunch. Maybe it's going to bed 30 minutes earlier. One thing. That's it.
Second challenge, cook one meal at home this week that you might normally order as takeaway. Just one. Look up a simple recipe. YouTube has thousands of easy ones, and try it. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to happen.
And third challenge, this one is a language challenge specifically. Take one word or phrase from today's episode and use it in a real conversation this week. Tell a friend you're swamped. Tell someone you're trying to build sustainable habits. Use the language actively.
Because the best way to remember new English vocabulary is to use it. Don't just listen to us, speak it, write it, use it in your life.
And if you do any of these challenges, tell us in the comments. We want to hear about it. Drop a comment saying, I did the challenge, and tell us which one.
We will celebrate with you. Before we go, I want to share one final thought. A healthy lifestyle isn't a destination. It's not a finish line you cross and then you're done. It's a practice, something you return to again and again, even when you fall off track. And you will fall off track. Everyone does. The difference is whether you get back to it.
That's so true. I had my chip era. Emma, do you have your own version?
Oh, absolutely. When I was at university, finals week especially, I lived on instant noodles and pure panic. Not healthy, not sustainable. But I got through it. I learned from it, and I built better habits over time.
And neither of us was suddenly transformed overnight. It's been gradual, it's been imperfect, and that's real life.
Real life. And you know what? The fact that you're here, listening to this, that already says something about you. You care about improving yourself. You're choosing to spend your time learning, growing, thinking about your life. That is not nothing. That is actually a lot.
Beautifully said, Emma. All right, everyone, that's a wrap on today's episode of Enhance Your English. Thank you so much for spending this time with us.
If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a comment below. Tell us, what's one healthy habit you want to build this month? We read every single comment. Seriously, every one.
And while you're down there, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It genuinely helps more people find this channel and learn English too.
Share this episode with one friend who's either learning English or just needs a little motivation right now. Be that person for them.
Also, go check out our previous episodes. We've covered so many great topics: relationships, travel, workplace conversations, everyday expressions. There is something for everyone. Link is right there for you.
And if you have a topic you'd like us to cover, drop it in the comments. We take your suggestions seriously.
All right, until next time, take care of yourselves. Drink some water, take a walk, call someone you love.
And keep enhancing your English one conversation at a time.
See you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.